On November the 14th, 2010, 20-year-old Michael Beatty II, known by his friends as Bam, was targeted by a killer with a machine gun outside of a convenience store at 59th Street and Northwest 15th Avenue. Here's the case.
Michael was my oldest child, and he was, just very outgoing. He was very funny. He kept you laughing, smiling. All the time that he was growing up, he liked it to play with pots and pans, and he would not play with any other toys. He played with the pots and pans, and then we went and got him a drum set because he liked to bam on everything, so that's where we nicknamed him Bam Bam. And then as he got older, we cut it short to Bam.
Michael was one of the funniest people that you would ever meet. It don't matter what you was going through. He'll find a way to make you smile or laugh, or even if he couldn't say it, he'll bother you. It's like you forced to laugh.
He got into music, that was his thing. He tried basketball, he tried football, but music was his thing. He was DJing, everyone knew him by parties and by how good he was in the DJ music industry.
For him to be so young, because he started young, like 13, 14, and for his age and mixing it, it was like the things that he would do was like better than what you would hear on the radio.
He cooked, he cleaned, he was a son that every mother would love to have.
May I somebody help you?
Yes, we need an ambulance, KFAM, on 15th Avenue and 60th Street.
What happened there?
Somebody just got shot.
Did you see a car driving away or anything?
A black car.
You know what type of black car?
A little small photo black car. I ain't too sure what type of
Anybody get a tag number?
No, man, because everybody trying to get there.
Okay, which way did it go, north, south, east, or west?
Made a left on 59th going towards 14th Avenue.
Okay, thank you.
On November 14th, 2010, at approximately 12:03 in the afternoon, our victim, Mr. Michael J. Beatty II, was hanging out in front of the corner store on Northwest 15th Avenue and 59th Street.
I saw him that morning, and I told him I was going to church. I need my phone. He said, Mom, let me hold your phone. I say, no, because if anything happened, someone would call me. Everyone knew my number. So he said, Mom, nothing's gonna happen to me. And I gave him the phone. Somebody came and told him to meet him up at the store. And he walked up to the store, and that was it.
The incident originated in front of the store, Brotherhood Market. The CCTV, or the surveillance camera for the store, captured the entire scene on video. The first thing you're going to see is the victim standing or hanging out in front of the store, which he's known to do so. Typical 20-year-old, that's where all his friends hang out. That's where they spend most of their afternoon. The second thing you're going to see is a black 1999 Nissan Maxima approach the intersection. There's about 5 or 6 people that are exiting the store, males, females, a variety of ages, who are oblivious to this car. The black Nissan Maxima pulled up in front of the store. A masked individual stepped out of the passenger side of the car, approached the victim who was hanging out in front of the store, and immediately opened up on him with a MAC-10. The crowd disperses, leaving only our victim behind. He was obviously the intended target. The victim ran off. The offender immediately began to run after the victim. Our victim ran around the store. The suspect followed, continuing to shoot. The victim ran around to the back side of the store. Again, our offender gave chase. The chase ended up about a block and a half away, where the victim finally collapsed to the floor, dying his last breath. The offender approached the victim, emptied out the rest of his clip onto the victim, got into the black car, and the car flees eastbound on 58th Street.
I'm in church, praising the Lord. Sunday school just ended, and the phone rang. And it was my niece telling me that Michael got shot.
When she said shot, immediately I hit the floor, crying. I didn't know if it was fatal. I still cried like it was the worst thing I ever heard, because that's just how close we are.
I jumped up and I asked everybody, to start praying. I run out of the church.
At that time, the victim was already deceased. Amazingly, before the police arrived, someone had the gall to walk up to the victim's body, take a snapshot of the body, and Facebook it before the police arrived. If someone has the gall to do that, obviously they saw what happened. Hundreds and hundreds of people saw what happened or saw the victim laying dead on the ground even before the police arrived.
So I kept running, and when the police caught me, I asked her, "Where's my child?" And then when I looked back over my shoulder, he was laying in the street with the sheet over his head, and I just couldn't believe it. It hurt so bad.
We know for a fact that there were a lot of people outside, and we know for a fact that a lot of people saw the incident. However, no one is willing to come forward with any information. What we're looking for is that magic phone call for somebody to call in and say, "Hey, this is what I saw, this is whom I saw, and this is the information that I need to give you."
We'll be right back with more on the murder of Michael Beatty II, right after this. Welcome back to Crime Stoppers Miami. I'm Dick Maston. We now continue the case of Michael Beatty II.
On November 14, 2010, at approximately 12:03 in the afternoon, our victim, Mr. Michael J. Beatty II, was shot and killed by a gunman who chased him around the Brotherhood Market store in the area of Northwest 15th Avenue and 60th Street.
Watch the surveillance video. The crowd scatters. A murder victim runs by, pursued by a hooded thug firing a machine gun. The victim is chased down the block and shot dead, shot repeatedly in the back. Michael Beatty II had just turned 20. Michael Beatty was a high school grad, a music lover, a mama's boy who had only one prior felony arrest, a theft charge that was dropped. Police say the gunman hopped out of the black Nissan there that pulled up in front of this grocery in Liberty City that was left peppered with machine gun spray. The killer didn't stop shooting from the time the chase began until it ended down the block. Investigators believe this gunman and his pals were motivated not by drugs or money or turf, but perhaps a simple argument a few days earlier over who knows what. Beatty may have been the friend of an enemy.
We have information that there were obviously two people involved. We have the driver, which we have no information on, and the shooter. The shooter is approximately 6 feet tall, slender, black male, dreadlocks, medium-sized dreadlocks, wearing all black, a black hoodie, black dicky pants, white gloves, and some kind of scarfing or knit material covering his face. His gun jammed a couple of times, so it's obvious that this gunman has experience using the MAC-10 or has done it before in the past. You can see him on the run as he's unjamming the gun and continuing the barrage of bullets towards our victim. The vehicle that we're looking for is a 1999 black Nissan Maxima. It had a spoiler in the back and a wind protector visor on top of the roof. The vehicle initially fled southbound on 15th Avenue and then east on 58th Street.
The way that they killed my child, it was horrible. It was broad daylight.
Nobody ever deserved that. I'm never gonna be the same. Because every time I close my eyes, I could barely sleep at night. Every time I close my eyes, I see him laying in the street.
My sister just died this year, June the 24th. Michael's father just died the day after my sister, June the 25th. And now to lose him in the same year is pretty hard. And still, I don't know why. I don't know why.
I'm asking anyone with information, please call the City of Miami Police Homicide Unit. Our phone number is 305-603-6350. My direct line is 305-603-6359. Or please call Miami-Dade Crime Stoppers at 305-471-TIPS. You can remain anonymous and be eligible for a cash reward.
The killer who gunned down Michael Beatty II didn't seem to care one bit about the dozens of bystanders in the area. Yet these same bystanders could have ended up dead, just like Michael. They won't step up and name the killer, and believe me, many of them know who the killer is. What does it say about our city when a picture of Michael's lifeless body lying in the street is distributed to hundreds of people through social networks even before the police and fire rescue arrive? Is this what things have come to, or will those witnesses who could have been killed step up and take this maniac off the streets? Many of you are watching right now, and I'm asking you to pick up the phone. No one will know you called, and there will be less of a chance of this happening again in your neighborhood. Now, when we come back, you'll see fugitives wanted here in South Florida, each with a cash reward, so stay tuned. We'll be right back with Crime Stoppers Miami.